Hello, welcome to a new session of HPP Innovation Week, the benchmark event of high-pressure processing technology. I am Angela Diez, Food Applications Specialist and part of the Applications Department at Hiperbaric. Let me introduce you our department. In our day-to-day, we not only participate in R&D projects, but we also provide technical support to clients and potential clients interested in HPP technology. That's why today we also want to share with you some practical tricks on how to ensure that your HPP packaging works, from bottles and cups to skin and map and more. But I won't do this alone. Meet my department colleagues, Margarida and Mario. Margarida is a food applications specialist at Hiperbaric since the beginning of 2020. For her master thesis, she studied the potential of high pressure as an extraction technique to enrich fruit juices. And Mario is a food technologist working at Hiperbaric since 2015. He has recently obtained his PhD with his research activities focused on the use of high pressure to preserve coconut water, that is a low acid beverage. So now, introductions made, let's get started.
Okay, so thank you so much, Angela, for the introduction. Here we have different types of packaging. We have bottles, we have cups, like Angela said, we have skin and map packaging, we have pipettes and bags. I'm going to do a general recommendation before starting, which is in all of them, make sure that we have a minimum air inside. And by that I mean that even the formulation of the product shouldn't contain air inside. And also we should aim to have a very low headspace. Because if we really think about it, under pressure, all of this air is going to be compressed. Therefore, our packaging needs to be capable to withstand this volume reduction. And if we have a lot of air inside, probably our packaging can be damaged and it can suffer a collapse. So I'm going to look at this in more detail throughout my presentation for the different types of packaging. So I'm going to start here with the bottles. For a bottle, we recommend you to look for a cap that has a thinner ring on the inside, which is called an embossment. We also suggest that you look for a cap which is made of HDPE, and the body of the bottle can be made of HDPE or PET, because HDPE is more compressible than PET under pressure. Therefore, you are going to better seal the neck of the bottle here. Okay, and we can see here that we have different types of designs for bottles. And this is okay, because the pressure efficiency is going to be the same for any type of design. This works for any type of packaging. By this I mean that the pressure is going to be the same regardless of the size and shape and mass of each design. What we should have in account is that for each type of machine we should optimize our packaging before. If we are going to use a Hiperbaric 55 or a bigger machine, we should think about our packaging to optimize cooling ratio. And if you have any doubts on this, you can always contact us at application because we are glad to help you. Okay, so I'm going to now start leveling all our labels. So here we have a bottle that has 270 milliliters of capacity, and we should aim for 7% excess. Meaning in this case that we should aim to get 250 milliliters, okay, which is around 250 grams of water. So I'm going to fill the bottle with this water. We did this before, more or less. Here. Okay, so this one has 249 grams. And if the package works before and after processing, the mass should be the same. And by this I mean we shouldn't have significant changes. If you have any change, it should be covered by the uncertainty of this error. So I'm going to make this over here. Okay, so let's move on to the caps. In this case, we have several caps of very common products like guacamole, which is very useful with HPP. And we can see here that we have a rigid cap. Like I said before, when I talk about the air, we should not process this type of product with a cap on. With this rigid cap, we should take it off because between the film and the cap, we can have air inside, meaning that under pressure we can have a collapse and the package can fail. So here, we should also aim to have a film that is very flexible, like I said before. Usually they are made of PE or PET, and you should always try to get, like I said, minimal airspace to avoid problems with air, and also a semi-rigid cup, which can be bad for any automobiles. Okay, so we are going to see after the process to see if it works under pressure. I'm going map. So now I'm going to move on to skin and map packaging. So here we have a map packaging, and you can see that it's like the opposite of everything that I said before because we have a lot of air inside. By this, it doesn't mean that the product, that this packaging won't work. What it means is that in this case, you're going to have a few problems, or it can be a little bit tricky. During the compression, it can actually cause some problems in our product. So we need to study this type of packaging a little bit further. We have two problems associated with this. So the first one is that we are not going to be able to optimize the fuel ratio of the vessel because we have so much air inside, and also air takes more time to compress than water, meaning that we are going to need more time to reach our pressure, the pressure that we desire in our recipe. So it is going to reduce our throughput of the process, okay? But this doesn't mean that it doesn't work. Just want to make sure that you get this idea. And then we can also move on to skin packaging, and we have here some really nice types of packaging and products. And in this case, they usually work very good pressure. Of course, we need to aim to have a flexible tray, but you can see that they look really good. We are going to see if they work under pressure as well. And now I'm going to move on to other options. Here we have dye-pack pouches, and they are super flexible, so they are great to be used under pressure. And we just need to pay attention to the cap. So usually we need to do, like we are doing today, we need to do several cycles before to make sure that the cap works and it's not damaged under pressure. And the same happens for this type of bag, where we can have these more rigid caps, in this case cap, or we can have another cap in this type of product. We can use this to guacamole, for big productions, etc. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to these products, to our machine, so that we can start to do our cycle. Okay, so I'm going to upload the products. We already uploaded them before. And as you can see here, I removed all the caps from the cups, like I said before. So we're going to process them like this. Okay. I am now doing a recipe of one cycle at 6,000 for 3 minutes. So I'm going to start with the machine.
So the cycle has just finished, and we have our products coming out of the vessel. I will take this big bag and bring it with me so I can place it over here. Okay, so here you can see products that we processed before to show you if the different types of packaging worked or not. To start with the bottles, as Margarita said before, we had many different designs, and she wrote the weight in the bottles. So we are gonna check if we gained or lost some weight. Yeah, in this particular case, we see that the weight written by Margarita and the one shown by the scale is the same. So we can conclude, that for this type of packaging, for this particular bottle, it worked very nice. You have to make sure to dry very well the bottles using some paper or even shaking, so there is no water trapped in the cap or the bottom. Otherwise, you may have a wrong lecture. Here in this is another design, so to check if it worked, we do the same. Oh, but in this case, weight in the bottle says 174 grams, but the scale says 198.3 grams. This means that we had some water going into the bottle. Let's see if this is something that happens with the others. Again, this one says 173, but the scale says 198. So most likely this specific design didn't work because we took special care to dry everything very well. So it's very obvious that some water entered inside the bottle. Okay, so let's move to the caps. Apparently we have all caps that worked very nice because Margarita explained that all details were correct regarding design. But we have different options to verify if indeed this type of packaging works or not. The first method I'm going to show you consists in a vacuum test. For this, we will need a bell-shaped vacuum machine, as we have here in our HPP incubator. So we have to bring some of the cups. We place them inside the vacuum bell machine, and then we start a vacuum cycle. So we have a vacuum cycle running inside. There is vacuum around the cups. Oh, you can see the one on the right is leaking. You can see products coming out of the cup. This means that it didn't work with HPP. The film actually detached. But if you take a look to the one on the left, it's not leaking at all. It's withstanding very well the vacuum cycle. So this is a nice way to verify if we have very small leaks within the cups. Okay, so it's very obvious that the one on the right didn't work, and the film broke. Okay. So there is also another method to verify if this particular type of caps works or not. For this, we will need some container with water. I already have here this big container filled with water. So the idea is to put inside the cups and press slightly to observe any bubbles or any product coming out of the cup. So for this test, we have to place in the water the cups and press slightly and see if we observe any bubble. In this case, we don't see anything. This one worked. Let's try with this one. Again, we place in water. We press slightly. Oh, and actually you can see some bubbles. It is actually leaking some product from the cup. We didn't see, but now that with this test, we can see that the film didn't work and detached. So we can conclude for this one that HPP actually broke the film, and this means we have to work in a better solution. Nice. Moving to the map products, it is obvious that HPP worked perfectly. You can see that vacuum was not lost in this case. The film is perfectly attached to the product. Same goes for pouches. We can see that they look exactly the same, and the cap is perfectly closed, and it worked nice. A nice way to verify if this type of packaging works or not is maybe weighing before and after HPP and checking that the weight is actually the same. For map products, these ones look very nice actually. The product looks nice, and the film is also perfectly all around the edges of the tray. So yeah, we can conclude that even we had quite a lot of air in this particular product, it worked very, very nice. And for the big bag, apparently it also worked because it's not leaking. We didn't have any drip of product in the table. Also, even we have this complex closure system, it worked very nice. So you can see that even these complex solutions can be suitable for HPP technology. So yeah, that was all from my side.
Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure to have you share some practical information on HPP packaging. So now we can only tell you to continue learning and enjoying the contents of HPP Innovation Week. Thank you and goodbye.